In the great digital battlegrounds where titans clash and fortunes are made overnight, there exists a graveyard of fallen warriors. Not flesh and blood, but lines of code, pixels, and the dreams of millions who believed in their promise. May 1st, 2023, one of EA's most anticipated mobile releases became their most spectacular failure. A cautionary tale that would send shockwaves through the entire gaming industry. This is the downfall of Apex Legends Mobile. If you love gaming documentaries like these, or you're a fan of games in general, be sure to subscribe and smash that like button. To understand the magnitude of this catastrophic failure, we must first appreciate the digital empire that EA and Respawn Entertainment had built from nothing. Apex Legends wasn't just another battle royale game trying to catch lightning in a bottle. It was a cultural phenomenon that completely redefined the genre when it launched in February 2019. Within its first month alone, the game attracted an unprecedented 50 million players worldwide. By 2022, that number had swelled to over 70 million registered users across all platforms, generating more than $2 billion in revenue and spawning esports leagues, content creators, and a dedicated fan base that rivaled any game in history. But EA's ambitious executives weren't content with desktop and console domination. They had their hungry eyes set on an even bigger, more lucrative prize: the explosive mobile gaming market. In 2022 alone, mobile games generated over $92 billion in revenue worldwide, significantly more than PC and console gaming combined. This wasn't just a market opportunity, it was the promised land of gaming revenue. The blueprint for unprecedented success was already there, proven and profitable. PUBG Mobile had conquered the mobile battle royale space, generating over $8 billion since its launch and maintaining dominance across Asian markets. Call of Duty Mobile had broken industry records with over 100 million downloads in just its first week, proving that console franchises could successfully transition to mobile platforms. The mobile battle royale crown was sitting there, waiting for the right company to claim it. In April 2021, EA made the announcement that would ultimately seal their fate. Apex Legends Mobile was officially coming, developed in partnership with Tencent's Lightspeed and Quantum Studios, the exact same team behind PUBG Mobile's phenomenal success. Industry analysts universally predicted it would be EA's golden ticket to mobile gaming domination, calling the partnership a match made in heaven. What could possibly go wrong with such a perfect setup? As it turned out, absolutely everything that could go wrong would go wrong. The first warning signs and structural cracks appeared long before the game ever reached the eager hands of the public. What should have been a relatively straightforward port of an already successful and beloved game instead became a development nightmare that would haunt every aspect of the project from day one until its bitter end. Unlike simple mobile ports that essentially copy-paste existing code, Apex Legends Mobile was being completely rebuilt from the ground up using the Unity engine instead of the Source engine that powered the successful PC and console versions. This meant translating years of carefully balanced gameplay mechanics, intricate character abilities, and detailed map designs into a completely different technical framework, a process fraught with complications and compromises. But the overwhelming technical challenges were merely the tip of the iceberg. The highly publicized partnership between Respawn Entertainment and Tencent's Lightspeed Studios, which had looked so promising on paper and in press releases, quickly devolved into a source of constant friction, miscommunication, and fundamental disagreements about the game's direction. Originally scheduled for a global release in late 2021, the launch date was pushed back repeatedly like a broken promise. That became early 2022, then mid-2022, with each delay accompanied by increasingly vague corporate statements about ensuring quality and meeting player expectations. Behind the scenes, however, the development team was desperately struggling with fundamental technical and design issues that threatened the entire project's viability. When limited beta testing finally began in select regions, the initial player feedback was mixed at best, and often brutally honest. Players consistently complained about poor optimization, inconsistent frame rates, and touch controls that felt clunky and unresponsive compared to other established mobile shooters. The game that was supposed to revolutionize mobile battle royales was struggling to match even the basic functionality of its direct competitors. Meanwhile, their established competitors weren't standing still or waiting for EA to catch up. PUBG Mobile and Call of Duty Mobile continued to evolve rapidly with regular content updates, improved graphics, innovative features, and aggressive marketing campaigns. With each passing month of delays, Apex Legends Mobile was falling further behind in a competitive race it hadn't even officially entered yet. May 17th, 2022. After years of delays, development struggles, and mounting anticipation from millions of eager fans, Apex Legends Mobile finally arrived on iOS and Android devices worldwide. The initial download numbers seemed to validate EA's unwavering confidence in the project and their massive financial investment. Within just 30 days, the game was downloaded by an impressive 21.8 million players and generated $11.6 million in revenue, with the United States leading with 4.8 million installs, followed by Japan with 2.5 million. By all external measures and press coverage, the launch appeared to be a resounding success story. But beneath this glossy surface of impressive statistics, serious cracks were already beginning to show like fault lines in an earthquake zone. Player reviews and social media sentiment told a dramatically different story than the download numbers suggested. Complaints about persistent server stability issues, broken matchmaking systems, and aggressive pay-to-win mechanics began flooding App Store reviews, gaming forums, and social media platforms with increasing intensity. The game suffered from severe and widespread optimization problems across different device types and price ranges. Players with older or budget phones experienced constant crashes and unplayable frame rates, while even owners of high-end flagship devices struggled with significant frame drops during intense combat situations. The very foundation of any competitive mobile game, smooth, consistent, and reliable performance, was fundamentally broken from launch day. Even more concerning was the stark content disparity that became apparent to players. While Apex Legends Mobile had promised a complete battle royale experience comparable to its PC and console counterparts, it actually launched with significantly less content, fewer maps to explore, limited game modes to choose from, and a substantially smaller roster of playable legends. Many players felt shortchanged and deceived by the marketing promises. By the end of June 2022, just 6 weeks after launch, player retention numbers were already deeply concerning to EA executives and investors. While the initial download surge had been impressive and generated positive headlines, players simply weren't staying engaged with the game long term. Daily active user metrics began declining faster than industry analysts had predicted, suggesting fundamental problems with the core gameplay experience that went beyond simple technical issues. By late summer 2022, just 3 months after the supposedly successful launch, the warning signs were impossible to ignore or spin with corporate PR speak. While EA's public statements and press releases remained optimistically upbeat, internal metrics and financial data told a story of accelerating decline that would send shockwaves through the company's entire mobile gaming strategy and future planning. The financial picture painted by internal EA reports was nothing short of devastating for executive confidence. After the initial revenue spike of $11.6 million in the first month, player spending began to decline precipitously, like a stock market crash. By September 2022, monthly revenue had dropped by more than 60% from peak levels, while player acquisition costs were simultaneously rising and lifetime customer value was falling, creating the dreaded death spiral that kills mobile games. Most damaging to long-term prospects was the consistently disappointing performance in Asian markets, which represent the key battleground where mobile gaming dominance is won or lost. Despite Tencent's direct involvement, regional expertise, and deep market knowledge, Apex Legends Mobile failed catastrophically to gain any significant traction in China, India, and Southeast Asia, the exact markets it had been specifically designed to conquer. January 2023 brought a harsh winter of brutal financial reality for EA's mobile gaming ambitions. Behind the closed doors of corporate boardrooms, executives were finally forced to confront a truth that public statements and investor calls had been carefully avoiding for months. Apex Legends Mobile was not just underperforming expectations, it was hemorrhaging money at an unsustainable rate and actively damaging the broader Apex Legends brand that EA had spent years building. The player retention analytics painted a picture of complete systemic collapse that made the game commercially unviable by any reasonable business metric. Daily active users had fallen by more than 70% from peak levels. Session times were declining consistently, and engagement metrics were flatlining. Most critically for EA's bottom line, the high-spending whale players, who typically sustain mobile games and generate the majority of revenue, were abandoning the platform entirely, taking their wallets with them to competing games. On January 31st, 2023, EA made the announcement that shocked the entire gaming industry, but surprised absolutely no one who had been closely watching the declining numbers in internal developments. Apex Legends Mobile would be permanently shut down on May 1st, 2023, less than 1 full year after its global launch, making it one of the shortest-lived major mobile game releases in the gaming industry's history. May 1st, 2023. The servers went dark. The fundamental error was treating Apex Legends Mobile as a simple port rather than a new product designed for mobile audiences. Successful adaptations like PUBG Mobile had reimagined their franchises for mobile play. EA failed to understand mobile gaming markets, especially in Asia. Mobile gamers had different preferences and expectations than console players. The game's PC-inherited philosophy was fundamentally incompatible with mobile gaming culture. Rebuilding in Unity created technical limitations the team never overcame. Features that worked seamlessly on PC became problematic on mobile. Most critically, pressure to launch quickly led to releasing an unfinished product. The game needed another year of development, but market pressures forced premature launch. The failure sent shockwaves through the gaming industry. Publishers began recognizing that mobile gaming required completely different approaches. The era of simple ports was over. Today, the mobile gaming landscape tells the story of what could have been. Games designed specifically for mobile audiences thrive, while console ports continue failing predictably. EA has quietly retreated from ambitious mobile projects, focusing on smaller releases that acknowledge mobile platform requirements. Apex Legends Mobile now rests in the digital graveyard, alongside other high-profile failures, ambitious projects that underestimated mobile audiences. In the end, Apex Legends Mobile failed not because mobile gaming is impossible to master, but because it approached mobile gaming with the wrong assumptions, wrong timeline, and wrong respect for the medium and its players. The servers are dark now, the legends have fallen silent, but the lessons remain, carved into gaming history, waiting for the next company brave enough or foolish enough to attempt mobile gaming conquest without learning from this past event.